Good morning, children. Today we are going to continue our chapter 11, that is foreign trade. In the last lecture, we have studied about the definition of foreign trade and the characteristics of foreign trade. After that, in your book, it is given difference between inland and foreign trade. You can differentiate by your own also what is the difference, because you have studied about inland trade and foreign trade. Therefore, you can differentiate about inland and foreign trade. Next, today in this lecture, we will discuss about the advantages and disadvantages of foreign trade. Therefore, starting with the advantages of foreign trade, the first point is earning valuable foreign exchange. Now, what we can say is a country is able to earn valuable foreign exchange by exporting its goods to other country, because in other country we can see that the value of money can be greater. So by exporting, by the sale of good to other country, we can earn foreign exchange, or we can say that we can earn profit. Next is division of labor, that is specialization. In the characteristic also we have studied about territorial specialization, that is division of labor. Every country is producing that divided the labor. We have divided the labor, means the laborers of India will produce jute and tea. Therefore, foreign trade leads to specialization in the production of goods. Thus, quality goods are available in the international market at very reasonable rate. Next point is optimum utilization of available resources. Because of specialization, because every country is specialized in whatever product they are producing, that type of product, therefore we can say that there is a optimum utilization of resources. Whatever resources are available in their country, they are utilizing that type of resources. Foreign trade reduces waste of national resources. It helps each country, because if any country is producing more, so if it is not consuming in their own country, they can sell out to the other country without any waste. And by selling to the other country, they can attain profit also. It helps each country to make optimum use of its natural resources, and every country produces those goods for it has maximum advantages. Next one is increase in standard of living of people. By producing or by selling things in the market, or by making demand in the market, we can say that the people of the country will have a greater standard of living, because if they will have more work, means employment opportunity will increase in the country. By the increase of employment in the country, there will be increase in the standard of living of people. Sale of surplus production of one country to another country leads to increase in the income, and if the income will increase, we can say that saving of the people will increase, and saving of the people will increase means country's saving will increase. Therefore, standard of living of people will also increase. Next is benefit to consumer, because foreign trade also benefits the consumer also, because they can compare the price of all the countries and then they can purchase. Encouragement to industrialization. Exchange of technological knowledge enables underdeveloped and developing countries to establish new industries with the assistance of foreign aid. Means, for example, if they can purchase, for example, if they are purchasing things from foreign, so if demand is high, so the foreign companies will think that to make their industry in the country which is demanding more. Therefore, we can say that there will be a encouragement to industrialization also. By this, there is an international peace and harmony. And next, you can say International peace and harmony. Cultural development is also there, because we are meeting the people of other country, therefore we can learn the cultural things of other country. Economies of large scale, because foreign trade leads to production on large scale because of excessive demand. Next is stability in prices of product. Foreign trade also irons out wide fluctuation in the price of product. It leads to, because every country, if every country is producing moreover same thing, therefore the market, what do? They stable the price of the product, therefore every person is able to buy the thing. Widening the market for product, because we can say that if we are doing foreign trade, means I have a very wide market, I can compare the price of the product and then I can purchase. Next one is advantageous in emergencies. Advantages in emergencies means foreign trade also enable us to face emergencies. For example, if any country is facing any emergency, then they can take help from then they can take help from other country, because they are doing business in past, they are doing business, therefore if they are facing any emergency or any natural calamity happens in the country, they can take help from the other country. By this foreign trade, you can say also that it creates employment opportunities also, and therefore there will be an increase in the government revenue. As we have studied, if employment opportunity will increase, people's salary will increase, people income will increase, therefore there will be a habit of saving. When there will be a saving, means there will be a capital formation in the country. And last one is, there are many advantages, more advantages are there, that is availability of business education, improvement in production system, and last one is elimination of price are stable in the market. Next is disadvantages of foreign trade. Disadvantages or limitation of foreign trade. First one is adverse effects on economy. Large scale export discourage large scale export discourage the industrial development of importing country. Means, for example, if they are only exporting, they are not able to produce thing in their own country, therefore in their own country there will be a decrease of industrial development. Because whenever they want thing, they can buy things from other country, therefore there is a discourage of industrial development in the home country. Competition with developed market. Next is developing countries are unable to, the developing countries, those who are developing, those who are not developed, they are not able to compete, because the developed countries are more grow, they are more heavy, or you can say they have a more power to rule other countries, therefore it hampers the growth and development of countries unless foreign trade is controlled. Rivalry among nation. In the merit we have studied, there is a international peace and harmony, but sometimes there is a rivalry, there is a fight among the nation because of the price, because of the demand, or because of any cause. Colonialization. Sometimes the importing country is reduced to a colony. Sometimes the importing country means importing country who is that type of country who is where goods are purchased from foreign country, they are reduced to a colony due to economic and political dependence and industrial, because they are only country, therefore they are reduced to a colony. Next one is exploitation. Foreign trade also leads to exploitation of developing country by the developed countries. Sometimes there is a legal problem because many documents are required, therefore because of the legal problem, foreign trade cannot increase. Publicity of undesirable fashion, because for these days we can say foreign trade is increasing. Sometimes some things which is not demanded in our country, like fashion, like clothes, which is not demanded in our country, gets increase of the foreign trade. Language problem, if anyone is not aware of any language, he cannot do foreign trade. Dumping policy means to end up the industry in the home country. Developed country often sell their product to developing country below the cost of production. What do they do? Developed country, what do? They sell the things in other country at lower cost. So the developing countries start buying things from the developed country, and the industries which are developing in developing countries, they start getting closed, because they are getting things at lower cost from the developing countries, from the developed countries. Therefore the industries which is being established in developing countries, they get closed. Next one is complicated technical procedure, because there are many documents required. Custom duty charges, like you can say you have to see the cargo, foreign trade. Shortage of goods in an importing country, and last one is adverse effect on the home industry. Home industries means, here we can say uh, there is a threat on the infant and nascent industries. Infant and nascent industry means that type of industries which has been just now they have established, like small industries. They are not able to survive in the foreign trade. Therefore foreign trade possesses a threat to the survival of infant and nascent industries. Due to foreign competition and unrestricted import upcoming for industries country, these type of industries may collapse and does not grow. This was about advantages and disadvantages of foreign trade. Next we have to study documents used in import trade. Thank you.